Hey, everybody. Welcome. Photo share and discussion number 237. Happy Father's Day, June 17th, 2018. Hope everybody's doing well. And it is Father's Day. So to all you fathers out there, thumbs up, two thumbs up to you. Hope you're able to spend some time with family, friends, kids, or just got to relax a little bit. Whatever is good for you is good. Happy Father's Day to all. I am a little late here tonight. I apologize for being a few minutes late, but you may notice I've switched out some of the pictures behind me. Actually, just one. I've been rearranging the office slash studio slash computer room for I don't know the last couple days or so, and still working on it. But yeah, making some progress. But in the process of doing that, I'm taking some pictures that were here. I'll probably switch out a couple more back here to something else. And I don't know if I'm going to switch around the perspective. Right now, the window is that way to, I guess, what is that? Your left, I guess. You're right. Yeah. The window out there to the backyard is there. I've got my desk and stuff over here, kind of a work area. Here's my main desk here with two monitors and all that. And I'm thinking about moving everything over that way, but I don't know. We'll just have to see. So kind of always something to change. So hope everybody's having a good day. I did manage to get out with the camera this week. I finally got out with the Chamonix, the large format camera. Got out on Friday. The rest of the week was pretty busy, but I did manage to get out on Friday morning with the camera, and got 5 sheets of film exposed. I got 3 developed. 3 were black and white, 2 are color, which I'm going to send off to the darkroom lab. Probably I'll drop those in the mail tomorrow. So I might get them back by this coming week. I'll probably get them back Friday or Saturday. They turn around pretty quick. They're in California, the LA area, I believe. So they get them turned around pretty quick. And I've never had an issue with them as far as the quality of the development or anything like that. I've used them for some black and white, but mostly just color. And I've always been really happy with it. But so I'll have those to maybe this for next week. I'm scanned in. If not, it'll probably be the week after. But I wanted to really get out and use that new Fujinon SW. I think it's an SW 90mm f8 lens, which I got back in March. I got it in March, and I just haven't been out with it. So I finally got out with it, and it works. So apparently it works. The images I took on black and white came out okay. So apparently I didn't get ripped off, which is a good thing. Right, Dennis?
How you doing, Mark?
Good. How are you? Happy Father's Day.
Yes. Yeah, I was playing table tennis earlier with my youngest. I'm getting too old.
Yeah. Are you gonna have to take some aspirin or ibuprofen tonight?
Yeah, well, I'll probably be seized up in the morning.
Isn't it great getting older? Yeah. Well, good. So it looks like, I saw you posted a couple pictures on Facebook. So did you win table tennis or not?
Yeah, well, the last game I got away with 21-10.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's trouncing.
Yeah, the trouble is, when he was younger, I could always beat him, but now he's taller than me and he's got a bigger reach and a lot younger, of course.
Yeah. That in ping pong table tennis, it is that makes a difference, doesn't it? Being able to get there, having a bigger wingspan, so you can get the stuff, and he's probably faster than you too. So
yeah, he's quite fit. He plays football, It's
okay, all right, yeah.
So he's I'm not fit anymore. I admit it.
Well, that's good. Good. You got to spend some time with the kids, so that's always.
Yeah. Well, he's 21 now, so it's. He bought me a new bat, a table tennis bat.
Okay. All right.
I said to him, "Did you buy yourself one?" He goes, "No, I'll use one of the old ones. You're still not going to win."
So he not only makes you feel bad by beating you, but then he gives you the state of the art bat. You call it a bat. I'd call it a paddle, I guess. But yeah, it gives you a state of the art. It was probably like carbon fiber with Teflon and all that stuff, and he still beat you, huh?
I won a couple of games, so it weren't too bad.
All right, good. Yeah, okay. Well, good. Well, it sounds like you had a good day. Was the weather good there? You have good weather?
Yeah, it's not been too bad today. It's supposed to be getting hot again next week. So
okay, all right. Has everybody got World Cup fever? Does England play their first match tomorrow? Is that what I understand?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, my son's he's well into football, so he's watched quite a few matches. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I think they play at did I hear 1 o'clock Eastern here? So it must be it's a night game. There must be a late game. They're playing at 1 o'clock Eastern time here, which would mean 7 o'clock your time, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's tomorrow night. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe I'll watch. I'll put that on one screen here while I work tomorrow. That might be a lot of fun.
A few years back, when the last World Cup, we was in Italy, and the Germans were playing a team, and it's the one where they got 7 goals.
Mm-hmm.
The hotel was full of Germans, and you could hear them back in Germany, probably.
Yeah. and they drank all the beer in whatever part of Italy you're in, probably.
Yeah, and Britain had already been kicked out, and the Italians as well. So the owner of the hotel said to me, "We're not doing too well, are we?"
Yeah. Or just keep the Germans there and keep selling them beer. That'll help.
Well, Italy didn't even qualify this time.
Yeah, U.S. didn't qualify. That's what's interesting. Fox Sports Network here paid a bunch of money and invested all this resources in doing the I guess U.S. broadcast rights for World Cup, and the U.S. didn't even make it. So so now they're doing all for the last month they've been doing all these commercials trying to get everybody in America. There's still a lot of people that watch other countries, but trying to get people that would only probably watch if the U.S. was in it, to get them to watch something else, to get them to watch for some other reason. So
yeah, we was thinking that World Cup fever's well away. As it gets near the end, then everyone's going to be, there's not many teams left. They're going to be well into it.
Yeah, once they get through the pool play, and then what do they end up with? What, 8? Is that what they get cut down to?
Yeah, I don't know. My son could tell you.
Okay.
Yeah, we usually just follow it through. But of course, if we can think back to 1966, we won.
Okay.
We haven't won since
52 years. I mean, that's just a blip in the time of the universe. I mean, so yeah, you never know.
Yeah, you never know your luck.
Lots of if they win tomorrow, if they win a couple games, then they'll get seeded, I guess, right? I don't know. They do a round robin, don't they? In these initial rounds, I think.
It's a bit weird at the beginning. They seem to play loads of games,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so if they win a couple games, and everybody will get their hopes up, and then the momentum will start building, and everybody will be wishing that they'll looking talking about a win again and all this, and then they have to win. And if then they lose, then it's just going to be even worse than if they didn't even play.
So with the US networks, I suppose they can always play replays of the royal wedding.
Yeah, they can. Well, last week it was that she appeared out on the deck in her hat for the that we talked about that last week. That was a big thing. She appeared out on the deck with her hat, for the Queen's celebration. So.
Oh yeah, do you remember last week, Mark? Wesley's photo got put into Explore.
Oh yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the flower I put on? Did it?
No, I haven't looked. You just reminded me. I hadn't even looked at Flickr yet today. I've been crazy. Did it get into Explorer too?
Yeah, the next day I clocked on and it went straight in. Yeah.
Oh man. I'd have to say that it appears first on this show. It probably increases the odds that you are going to get an Explorer. But then again, I've never had any of my images in Explorer, so I don't.
It's Wes. I haven't had any in for quite a while now, and he's just nicked my space. But it's ironic. The next morning, I logged on. There's thousands of views.
Oh, good, good. How many groups did you have that one in?
I only put it on one with you.
Just this group, huh? Huh.
Yeah.
Well, see, we have power and influence.
Yeah.
Maybe the Justice Department should be investigating me for collusion with Flickr.
Yeah, I've stuck it in with more groups afterwards.
Okay.
It's in Explore. Does well for about 24 hours and then disappears into oblivion.
Okay. Yeah, so I see 150. Is that 166 faves? 8,500 views, basically. Yeah. Very nice. So you put it in a few groups after. Okay, only 15. You didn't go all semi on us and put it in like 280 groups or anything. No. Okay. Good. Well, good. We'll take a look at that. And that's
Wes was up near 100 faves on this one. Yeah.
Okay. Well, good. That's good. I'd like to say we had some influence on that, but probably not. But you know.
Yeah, well, you never know your luck, Mark.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I scrolled back through, and the ones I went on. That was the 6 ones in the last 12 months. That's pretty good.
Wow. Yeah. And were they all taken with the Leica? Or not?
Not sure. No, they probably were Sony. The one with the birds.
Okay.
That was the Sony digital camera. So.
Okay. So I have to look at. I was following, kind of taking a look at Explore, on a fairly regular basis, and I didn't see a whole lot of film shot. Well, that doesn't make that's not surprising, I guess. Most of it's digital, I guess. But yeah, well, cool. That's I have yet to have an image in Explorer, so maybe this fire truck that I put up last week. No, it's not in there. Darn.
Yeah, well, there was some ridiculous odds of getting one chosen. I think it was about 75,000 to 1. Getting but,
well, I wonder if the algorithm, if you've been in there before, I wonder if that increases or decreases the odds that you would get in again.
Yeah, or it could be just random.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just choosing, because sometimes I'll look at pictures in Explore and I think, how did they get in there?
Yeah. Well, are they picked by the curators or people?
Yeah, I think so. Anyone who's because you can't get in, you can't put a photograph in there.
Yeah. There's no group for Explore. It's just if you get picked.
Yeah, it says if you log on to Explore, you can't actually put a picture in there. Mm-hmm. It's invitation only.
Okay. All right. Yeah, which means they select it. Yeah. So, okay. Well, cool. That's fantastic. Actually, 6 images in Explorer. Was that Wes's first one?
I'm not sure. Yeah.
He's got. I mean, some of his wildlife stuff is really, really good. I mean,
Simi's had quite a few in Explorer.
Yeah, Simi's had quite a few. I don't know why. It's just a bunch of
Yeah.
But
these side shots.
Yeah. Snapshots. They're not real photographs.
But I like it when it goes 150 groups.
Yeah. No,
I don't know how he does that.
He does. He's got a little extra time on his hands some days to do that. Yeah. Did you get out with the camera at all this week?
Yeah, actually, I was playing with a large format.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You did post a couple. Okay, Hadley Castle again. Is that what I saw?
Yeah. I was only doing a few test shots.
Mm-hmm.
One of them I developed in HC 110, and the second one I done in Rodinal.
Okay.
Yeah, but the third one I done with the Bellini because it was a positive.
Okay. That was your positive paper?
No, that was positive film.
Oh, okay. All right.
The Provia.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was 18 years out of date.
Wow.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if this Bellini chemistry has already gone up the wall because the colours were all over the place, and I couldn't even correct them after scanning.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. It looks like there's a pretty good variation. You get some banding. You get some banding. Is that a light leak at the bottom? It looks like
light leak, both sides of the holder.
Okay. All right.
I've got those 2 holders in a separate pack, and I've had a look at them, and I can't see where there would be a light leak. It must be very small. pinprick probably.
Yeah. It's and it's almost I don't know if you can track it down. I don't know. It's probably, I mean, because it's just they've got the felt. Isn't that going to be where most of it's going to be? You know, that the felt or whatever that is in there that you slide the card in and out of.
Yeah, because I took the slide that the dark slide out.
Mm-hmm.
You have to turn it round to say, you know, when you put it back in. It could have been the felt, the light trap inside, but I've tried to mark it and it's quite firm. It doesn't feel loose.
Yep.
It doesn't. The only thing, it was just a bit of movement in the joint in the actual slide holder. I was wondering if it's getting in the corner.
That could be, I mean, because it looks like, well, we'll look at it, but I mean, yeah, it looks like it's like right at, you know, the angle, you know, where things could be joined. Yeah. So that might be, maybe you might need to, I don't know, are they glued? Are the corners of those glued?
Yeah,
or
maybe the glue is cracked, come undone, you know, sort of letting just enough. It must be a very small light leak. It's just a couple of flares in each corner.
Yeah. It doesn't take much. I mean, you know,
it'd be like a searchlight.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, less than a pinhole looks like somebody, yeah, like you said, a searchlight on the corner of the image. So
yeah. So I was just trying to work out whether the Bellini chemistry is already gone, that first developer. Because from the beginning, I wasn't very happy with the colors, and I've been pretty accurate with the temperature. But it said if you're using Fuji film, Fuji positive, then add an extra minute to the chemistry.
Yeah, I know you were saying that seemed really didn't seem right to you.
It didn't seem right to me because the accuracy is in the first developer. Temperature and time are very important.
Yep.
But in the Bellini paperwork, it said 6.5 minutes on the first developer.
Wow.
But the shop said give it an extra minute if you're using Fuji film.
Huh.
So I gave it the extra minute, but the colors have not been, you know.
Yeah, I wonder. Have you done any Fuji at the standard? Was it 5.5 or 6, whatever the standard time is? Have you done it at that level yet?
When I started, I'd done two rolls of 35 mil in the correct time.
Okay.
But, yeah, I wasn't happy with the colors. And they're supposed to be more vibrant, and obviously the archival properties using the 6-bath is better.
Yep.
But, you know, I don't know what better means. Does that mean the negative's running going to last 50 years instead of 100?
Yeah. And for that, do you get, for the longer negative life, do you lose something in the color? You know, is it?
Yeah.
It may be more archival, but maybe the developer isn't as good at bringing out the colors. So, you know, which one do you pick?
Yeah, to see the Bellini says really vibrant colors, excellent. But that's just what the manufacturers have to say with the chemistry.
Yeah. Well, Bellini's Italian, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know, they over exaggerate a lot you know. You got to, take it with a grain of salt, maybe. You know?
Yeah, I was happier with the Tetnal.
Okay, all right.
3-bath Tetnal for the positive, even though it's got a Blix.
Okay, and that's what Wes got. He got the stuff from the Film Photography Podcast, Unicolor powder. So I don't know what the.
Yeah, he's got powder. I've never. I've got powdered black and white chemistry.
Okay.
I've never had powdered color chemistry.
Yeah, so it looks like you just dump it. Yeah, dump the powder in. It looks like they're 1 liter bottles. Yeah, 1 liter powder. Huh. So yeah, it's probably a generic. It says Unicolor, so who knows what that is? It's probably manufactured by Tetnal, but they put just a generic name on it.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to get a Tetnal positive kit.
Okay.
And try it with the Velvia. I've now loaded some Velvia into some slides.
Okay.
So I thought maybe I'll do 2 in the chemistry, in the Bellini chemistry.
All right.
2 in the Techno, and see what comes out best.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I got out this week, and I did, like I was saying, I don't know if you heard, but I went to just a little park here, a few miles away along the river, and got out on Friday. I did 5 sheets. I did 3 black and white and 2 color. So I developed the black and white and scanned them and posted them to the group here. But the color, I'm probably going to send that off and get that developed.
Yeah.
But we're going up to, we're taking our vacation with friends up in July, about a month from now, actually. And I'm planning on doing a decent amount of color. And I think I was talking about it last week. I think I'll do a couple, on some stuff, maybe I'll do double color and then try developing it myself, then get the chemistry and develop the first set of it and see if it comes out okay.
Yeah, that's probably what I'm going to do with the Techno and the Bellini. I'll probably take 4 shots of something and do some in Bellini and some in the Techno, and see if it's going to be correct. Because that ProViewer is 18 years out of date, so maybe the emulsion on the film is to blame rather than the chemistry. But
yeah,
I suspect the chemistry.
Yeah, but yeah, 18 years is, yeah, you never know. But if it was right, current, within a year or whatever, and then if you saw that, then you would pretty much, that would increase the odds greatly that it was the chemistry, not the film. With the 18-year-old film, it could be a little bit of both.
Yeah, I would have thought 18 years out of date, it would probably change the ISO. It's probably not correct now. Maybe we ought to give it a bit more exposure.
Yeah, it would get slower, right? Is that what the
yeah? I think the emulsion gets slow.
Okay.
Probably 25 ISO out of 100.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
But it's hard to tell, isn't it? So
yeah. That's the fun of it. That's the fun of it.
Yeah, but I don't mind because it's all out of date 4x5 anyway. But you've got in date stuff, so your test will be a lot more accurate.
I've got. I think, what do I have? I have one. I think I've got two packs of Ektar. I think 2 full. So I've got 20 sheets of Ektar right now,
right,
and 50 sheets of FP4, I think is what I have. I've got some in my little refrigerator down in the basement, and I've got some that I'm staring at over here on a shelf, and I think that's a new one. So yeah, I've got enough to. I probably won't need to order film until the fall if I order any film at all, because I've still got enough sheets. But yeah, it's still current enough. It's still within the date. I think the expiration date on the Ektar is 2019 or something like that. So it'll be current date, and it's not all of it's been refrigerated, but it's been sitting in the relatively temperature controlled house. So the humidity hasn't gotten too high. It hasn't gotten above about 80 degrees. That type of thing. So.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought humidity is going to bother it too much because they're well sealed up, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, if it's a sealed, but if it's an open box, but sealed box, no, they're sealed up really well.
Yeah, but, I tried to open the Velvia because I've got 20 sheets. I've got a box of 20 and a box of 50. I opened the 20 to play with it, and I found once I got the box open, it was in 2 packs of 10.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm in the light bag trying to get the film out.
Okay, yeah.
Completely sealed all the way around.
Oh, yeah.
So I've had to get a pair of scissors inside the light bag and cut the envelope open into the film.
Yeah. I've given up on. I use the light bag a little. I'll take the light bag when we travel, just for reloading film holders and that type of thing. But when I'm at home here, I just have a quilt basically that I just tack up around the door frame of a bathroom.
Yeah.
And then it's that works fine, because then I can stand. There's this the sink, so the counter there, and it makes it really easy. So it's
yeah, I've got a dark room made up out my laundry room, but it has got a great big window in it.
Mm.
And I made a ply frame with a cloth edge around it, which clips completely over the frame.
Oh, okay. So you cut the wood to fit the dimensions of the window, and then you put cloth around the edges, and then it just tacks up right around the window. Then.
Yeah, it squeezes, nice tight fit, right the way through the window frame. And then I've got some like curtain rods, expanding curtain rods, and I just clip them to the outside against the tiles, so that it can never fall out the window bar.
Oh, okay, all right. So yeah, you hold it in place with tension from the window.
Yeah, I do the same as you. Put the cloth over the door. I've got a curtain on the outside of the door. But you stand in the room, Mark, and you've been in there a while, then you start to see the little.
You can see a teeny tiny little bit
light coming through somewhere.
yeah, and I think that's probably okay. What I caught myself with on Friday, because I went out Friday morning and did the went out and exposed the sheets, and then I worked all day, and then at the end of the day I said, I'm going to go and develop them. I need to get them developed so I can get them dry and I can go in and scan them. So I go in and I get everything set up, and I put the blanket over the door and everything. It's pitch black, and I'm going along, and then I'm like, oh crap, my watch. It's got the luminescent on it. I'm like, oh geez. So I put that down, and I'm in the dark trying to fiddle around to get it get the clasp open so I could put it in my pocket, and I think it worked. But there is one of the negatives where there is a little band, so I don't know if that's from that or if it was something else.
Yeah, one of Tim's friends loaded the film into the drum in the light bag, and had streaks all over it, and wondered what it was. Then they realised they still had their watch on when they were loading the film.
Yeah, and I'm trying to, now that I'm talking about it, I'm trying to remember which, because I noticed it on the first sheet. I took the first sheet of film out of the holder and was putting it in the tank, and the one that has the band, I can't tell. So who knows? It's a very light band right along one of the edges. You'll see it, and I'm wondering if that is from the luminescence from the watch. Yeah.
Well, Tim came down on Tuesday and he had a roll of film with him, black and white film, and he says, "Can you develop this? I've got no chemistry at home." So we developed it, and the leader on the film was completely black.
Okay.
And then the rest of the film was completely clear. So I said, it must be the second time that he's loaded a film into the camera, took 36 shots, and the film has not left the cassette.
Oh. So he thought he was clicking, and the film never...
Yeah, it wasn't advancing, so it hadn't taken up properly. And it's the second time he's done it. Now, I said, I've only ever done it once myself. Developed a new film.
Yeah, that's easy because you can't stop in the middle and open it up and see. So
no, but usually the wheel on top of the camera, like on the Leica, when you flick the mechanical advance, the wheel on the other end turns.
Yeah.
You see, now first thing I do when I load the film up is I turn the wheel
until it
tighten up and make sure that it's tightened up.
Yeah. And so he probably didn't do that. He just loaded it up, clipped it, advanced it a couple frames, and went out, and off he went. Yeah.
See, I will take the slack in the spool. I will tighten it up completely. So the next time you advance it, the wheel will go round.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That way you know
it's taken up.
That it's actually, there's something going across. Yeah. It's actually pulling stuff out of the cassette. Yeah.
Because I told him to put it on tonight and we can give him a score out of 10.
Well, it's crystal clear. There's super sharp.
The only thing I read about the technical color chemistry, Mark, is that because it's a Blix, people are saying it's not clear in the silver.
All right.
Yeah, on the process, it's leaving silver residue on the negatives.
Oh.
So whether that's true or not, Got no idea. They look okay to me when I've used it.
So I wonder if it's probably okay short term, but that might be a problem long term. I think that might be the archival part of it. Maybe leaving the silver residue over time, years, not days or months, but years and probably decades. That residue on there is going to interact with something.
Yeah, I developed 4 sheets of Fomapen, the 4x5, and I've still got that emulsion missing in places.
Oh wow, that's what you were running into before with the picture of the little shed. Yeah,
it's got tiny little white holes in the emulsion. It's showing.
Is it the same spot as in the other frames?
No, all different. Yeah.
Okay.
How do you imagine that it's manufacturing?
Yeah, there probably is a defect somewhere in there because it should be a smooth emulsion over the whole sheet. Yeah,
it's cheap though, Mark. It's cheap film. It's it's made. I don't know who it's made by. I mean, the Fomapen's just the name, I think. It's probably the same factory as Ilford stuff.
Yeah, it might. Yeah. I mean, it is super, super cheap. So I guess.
Yeah. It works out about 50 pence.
Oh wow.
Shot. Yeah. You get 50 sheets for like £25. It's
okay. That's not bad. I mean, so it's good run around film. It's not the stuff that you want to use for your portfolio.
No, exactly. It's not too much of a problem when you're scanning because you can always correct it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you can dump it into Photoshop or Lightroom and just heal it or whatever, do a clone and heal it. Yeah, that's true. But you wouldn't want that for your you wouldn't want to use that film for shots that you're hoping to add to your professional portfolio or anything.
That's right. Yeah, the ones you can have in the exhibition.
Yeah. Probably not good. All right, let's jump into and did you buy any camera equipment this week?
No, not this week. No.
Okay. All right. I did. I got a polarizing filter and a dark orange filter for my wide angle lens.
All right.
So I think that out of all the filters, that seems to be the filter I use the most is the orange. So
the orange is going to give you some pretty good clouds.
Yeah. That's what I got. I got that, and then a polarizing filter as well, which would be nice, especially for color film. You put that on color, and then get the clouds out in the color, and then use the orange and the black and white.
Right. Yeah.
So that was it. And it wasn't. I got them off eBay. I think it was $18 a filter or something like that. Not high end, not low end, kind of in the middle. So
I mean, you can spend a fortune on the filters, especially when the sizes start getting bigger.
Yeah, this lens is it's a 67 millimeter, so it's a little bigger. And but yeah, I mean, I saw stuff from 100, for a basic orange filter, like $120 down to $3, and I got mine for 18 or something like that. So
I feel the filters that cost the money are the center filters for your 90 millimeter on the large format.
Mm-hmm.
They cost as much as the lenses sometimes.
Yeah. It seems like the 90 millimeter, the angle for this particular lens is not doesn't seem to be an issue. So it must be right at the limit, because I don't run into any issues of the image circle being would it be too small? No, too big. Yeah. Where you can't adjust around it. I haven't the few shots I've done. I played around, moving it around, and I didn't see any of that. So
that's why I messed up last time when Tim was down here. That he was sitting in a dark area,
mm-hmm.
and I had not got the image circle correct on the back of the camera. So there was dark lines right across the back, right across the bottom.
Oh, okay.
Obviously, well out of the image circle.
Yeah. I didn't see that in the few shots that I did, because I did remember to kind of you talking about that, and I played around a little bit, kind of swing and tilt and that type of thing, just to kind of see. And it seemed like for anything that was reasonable, it wasn't going to be an issue. So
yeah, that's what I done this week, Mark. I'd set up the camera on a tripod, and the distance from the castle, I only had 2/3 of the castle wall in. And,
okay.
and I couldn't raise the tripod any higher.
Okay.
So I just lifted the front standard,
mm-hmm.
and it was just perfect.
Yep, shifted it up a little bit and got it all in.
I thought it's great, and a little bit of swing because some of the brickwork was not in focus on the other side. So I just give it a slight tilt.
Yeah. It's nice to be able to do that, isn't it? When you need to do it, you can get that extra little bit on any dimension.
It's brilliant when you want to center the subject or put it to one side. You can just slide the front standard across.
Yep. You can slide it back and forth, raise it up and down.
Yeah, there's no mucking about trying to move the camera.
Yeah. If you don't have the tilt shift option, then you got to either walk forward, walk back, left, right, that type of thing.
And then refocus.
Yeah. So no, it definitely has advantages, which is good. And I've used the front rise and fall on there was an image last year when we were up in New York. It was a headstone that I took, and it was up on a hill above me, and the only way I could get the whole thing in the frame was to be below it, but I was able to compensate by raising the front standard and tilting a little bit and get it all squared up. And I was like, hey, this is kind of cool.
Where it's going to come into its own is architecture.
Yes.
Yeah,
exactly.
There won't be any train line effects with the buildings. It won't be leaning. You can just correct everything.
Yeah. And it kind of worked on that headstone because it was a fairly tall headstone, and it was too large. Either side was fairly vertical, and then it shifted, and another one, so it was about 6 or 8 feet tall. And it made a difference being able to adjust up and down and tilt. It was able to get things to. I didn't do a lot of wasn't major perspective correction, but I noticed a difference, especially by doing the rise and fall. That way it didn't look like it was falling away from you, basically, because it was got more centered.
When I used a 35mm camera, I had that Voigtlander 15mm on, and I deliberately took an upward shot of the castle, but the castle walls looks like a cone. Whereas basically it's straight up.
Yep. You get the image, distortion from the altering the angle.
I've done it deliberately. Yeah, you can make the walls lean.
Yep, exactly. Make the Leaning Tower of Pisa lean a lot farther than it really is.
Yeah, I think you could probably do the same with the large format. You could deliberately distort the building.
Yep. Oh yeah. If you can correct it, you can distort it. Yeah, I'm sure there's. Although that might, I don't know if that would take more skill or not. But yeah, you definitely, if you can fix it, then you can mess it up too.
Yeah, I still can't get my head around. So I'm not used to using a large format camera. I'm a beginner like you.
Yeah.
It's just the difference between tilting the front standard and tilting the back of the camera. Making objects in the foreground larger or smaller by choosing the rear standard or the front standard, whatever one you want to tilt, or shift or swing.
Yeah, there's a lot of variability, and so far I haven't done anything with rear tilt yet. I've done front, tilt front and back. I've done side to side shift. I've done swing, so that way, and then I've done rise and fall. But I haven't done anything with the back standard yet. Which I think on mine, all I can do is tilt front to back.
Yeah, I know there's some formula. You go focus on the far, tilt to the rear.
or is it focus on the front and tilt to the far? Focus on the near, tilt to the far.
It makes you can make an object in the foreground larger or smaller depending what one you're going to use.
Yeah. I think if you focus on the front and tilt to the rear of the image, I think that reduces the size of the object in the front. Whereas if you focus on the back and tilt to the front, I think that increases the relative size.
Yeah, the last one I used, it was focus on the near, tilt to the far.
Okay.
And then refocus like 3 times, I reckon. You should refocus in 3 times. That you shouldn't make any adjustments after that. It doesn't make a difference, you know.
Yeah. I've found it's 2 to 3 times for me. I mean, every once in a while I seem to get it with just 1, but most of the time it's at least 2 and mostly 3.
Yeah, I've played like 3 to get it out. But when I was mucking about in the garden, I ended up with my garden room looking completely twisted in the background. That was an accident.
Yeah. Okay. And then you have to try to remember how you got to that point. What did I do to get it to look this this bad?
I had one wall leaning away from me and the back wall leaning towards me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Were you doing front and back standard too? Were you messing around with the front and the back?
I was focusing on something at the near.
Okay.
Correcting it, but not really paying attention to the background.
Okay.
The background was getting really distorted, although everything was nicely in focus at the foreground.
Yeah, but the back was not even close. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess there's probably, and once you understand the interactions and are pretty confident in knowing if you did this or that, what kind of result you could really get creative with it. I mean, intentionally creative to the point where you know exactly, well, if I did this and this and this, I can get, like you said, I can get one wall to be like this and the other wall to be like that, and have it tilting towards me or away from me.
When I first started, I had sort of picture of that Kellogg's cornflakes box. And I deliberately put the bots at 45 degrees to the camera.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then I focused on the edge of the bots, this edge, or the writing, and then I tilted the front standard to bring the rest of the bots completely in focus, even though it was at 45 degrees and going away. Yeah, and it came out quite good. Everything was in focus, the whole box.
Yep, I remember that. Yep. That shows the advantage of having a movable image plane, basically.
Yeah, I was shifting the image plane across the box. Yeah. But I have seen some on Flickr where they've deliberately say put a load of snooker balls on the table, and half the balls were in focus and the back half were all blurred.
Okay.
They'd run the plane of focus across the line of the balls.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Must have took some setting up.
Yeah, that would be a little bit of time to figure that one out, I'm sure. But it's when you're in the studio and you control everything, you control the light and all that stuff, you can take as much time as you need, I guess. Whereas if you're outside and the sun's doing what it does and clouds are coming and going and wind and that type of stuff, it's you have to make I'm finding you have to make some decisions about is this the kind of light that I want, and if this is the case, then I'm not going to get everything perfect in the other aspect because the light's going to change, or am I willing to get everything else perfect but not have something else because all this other stuff's changing around you and you can't control it.
Yeah, when we was up on top of the castle grounds, the sun kept going behind. The clouds kept going across the sun, and the light was changing constantly. And because using positive film, it's not a good idea.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. Yeah, I mean you've got that component. The film, and
you haven't got to stop either side of you to play with.
Yep, exactly. So it's yeah, but that's what's unique about it. That's what makes it challenging.
I had some guy comment on. He was walking past when I was setting the camera up to take a picture, and he says to me, "I bet that's got a large SD card."
I have yet. Let me see. I'm trying to think. I think every time I've taken out the large format camera, except for one, and that was one when I took the image of the bridge last year. Every other time, because that was the one time when we were away and there was nobody around. Every other time I've used the camera, there's been other people, random people coming and going. And sure enough, on Friday I was out there, and a guy, he was walking his dog down the path, and I could see him out of the corner of my eye. He saw me, and he kind of stopped, and he took a look at that, and he comes walking, because I was out on a little deck that was kind of out into the river a little bit, and he comes out and he goes, "Is that a real camera?"
Yeah, real camera. Yeah,
is that a real camera? And I said, "Yeah, it is." And I spent about 5 minutes explaining to him. He says, "Wow, what does it use?" And I says, "Film." And he says, "Oh, okay. What kind of film does it use?" And so I showed him, one of the film holders, and I said, "This is basically as big as the piece of film is." "That's pretty big, huh?" Yeah, it's like 40 times. What did we say? 40 times bigger almost than your 35 millimeter.
4 by 5 is 10 times bigger than a 35 millimeter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you'd have to blow up a 35 mil picture 10 times just to get to the size of the negative.
Yeah, just to get to the starting size.
Yeah.
And I took some time, and I kind of showed how to what got him underneath the dark cloth and saw on the glass and everything. And he was really, he was an older guy. He might have been mid to late 40s. I mean, he remembers film cameras as a kid, but he never. He says, "Is that it's a real camera?" I said, "Yeah." And he says, "How old is that?" And I said, "Well, the camera itself is pretty new, but the technology is about 180 years old."
Yeah. It's
the same basic camera they used to photograph Abe Lincoln.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically a box with film at one end and a lens on the other, and no light in between.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Joe. I'd love to be in one of Joe's sessions when he's doing his models.
Mm-hmm.
With your large format camera and the lighting system set up, because you're going to end up with magnificent pictures.
You could, yeah. I mean, yeah, because if you control the light, which he you can, you get enough light, it's very easy. The problem would be the models might not be patient enough to sit there. That's the problem, because it takes a while to set up the shot. But yeah, I mean, there are people studio portrait photographers that use 8x10s in the studio.
Yeah, I mean, if they're going to do a commercial large blower, size of the wall, they're not going to be doing it on a 35 mil camera.
Yeah, no, they'll be using. Well, they can, yeah, but a super high resolution 35. But people are using the like the phase 1. If they're staying digital, they're using the phase 1 medium format backs. But those are $50,000 or $60,000 for the.
Spend 50 grand on a camera where you can do the same thing with a film camera.
Yeah. But for those people that are doing product photography or that type of thing, it's just part of the price of admission, I guess. If you're going to do it, you've got to have that kind of.
There's one thing for sure though, film's coming back. Definitely, the prices of film cameras on eBay have trebled in the last few years.
Yeah, they have gone up dramatically. I mean, film's never going to be the dominant, but it's taking get to the point now where it's not a significant share, a noticeable share of.
The thing is, I think people who've never done film or never used a film camera just accept that whatever your digital camera churns out is it.
Yeah,
is correct. It's not until you see a film printed onto photographic paper. You've got nothing to compare it with. They just accept that digital is what it is. You know, you're going to get an instant picture. You haven't got to wait.
Mm-hmm. And that it's better because it's digital too.
Yeah, you can mess it up as much as you like.
Mm-hmm.
You can go 6 stops either side, and you're still going to get a picture.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Now we have more flexibility now with film than we used to, because we've got the capability of scanning and digital manipulation if you want to do it that way. But you still have to get the exposure pretty close to be able to do that, especially in color. You've got to get the exposure pretty close, or you're not going to. I guess you could correct it with something like Photoshop, but you're going to spend a large amount of time doing it.
Yeah, they say what takes you an hour to do in Photoshop on your best picture. If you've done it right in the beginning,
yeah,
you don't have anything to do.
Yeah, yep, that is true. But there's a lot of people that do. They're good photographers and they get things right in camera, but because of the way the process that they use for manipulating the image to get to the real the real image, they have to use Photoshop to get it to give that look.
Yeah.
So it's
definitely more difficult using film.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot slower.
Yeah, but in the end, it's you that took the picture.
Yep, exactly.
You decided the light levels and the aperture, depth of field. It's whereas a digital camera, it's all done for you.
You put it on. Put the mode button on program and or automatic, and fire away.
Yeah.
And,
there's no way Wes to get those lovely bird shots with a manual focus camera.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, that's you definitely need autofocus for that. But back in the day, before there was autofocus, people would do film cameras, and they did wildlife photography with manual focus film cameras.
I think those photographers who could manually focus and move a moving camera and take a picture of a moving bird and freeze it.
Mm-hmm.
They were real photographers.
Yeah, that is a special skill, because tracking a bird in flight, or that type of thing, and being able to capture images along the way is even with autofocus and all the stuff we have now, it's still a challenge. It's still a challenge to be able to do it. And just imagine doing, like you said, manual focus, a film camera with an with probably some type of auto winder that might give you a couple frames per second.
Yeah. You wouldn't get many. I can remember the motor-driven winders on the film cameras.
Mm-hmm.
You can go for a whole roll of film in just a few seconds.
Yep. It would be sports photographers back in the day would go through 50 rolls of film, 50, 100 rolls of film during like a professional sporting event, football game or something like that.
Just to get 1 or 2 shots.
Yep, exactly.
Then Wes says he goes out take 500 photographs.
Yeah, multiple hundreds to get a couple that are keepers. Yeah. Yep, it's a game of numbers, because there's especially when you're doing something that's motion. I mean, it's skill, but there's also just that little bit of luck. That's why you just need to take a lot of images and hope that 1 or 2 are what you want.
The digital cameras, you got the possibility to fake it up anyway. If you didn't get it quite right, the stacking you can do in Lightroom is,
mm-hmm.
You can emulate a large format camera.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite a bit of work to do it.
Yep, you can. That's for sure. Let me go ahead and jump into the images here, because we've got a few pretty good ones. Some that we hadn't seen from Christy. Yeah, Christy posted one. Yeah, she hasn't posted one in a while. Okay, so I think this is the last one from last week. We were talking about was it the Photoshop, or was it the infrared that gave it the glow? And we kind of decided it was probably the Photoshop, I think.
Yes.
Is what it was. But it's still a neat Great colors in there. So here we go. This is taken at Ghost Town of Gold Point, Nevada. That's neat. That's an old truck, and I'm assuming, is this infrared?
It looks like
it almost does, doesn't it? Yeah. Yep, infrared. Yep. That's that's interesting.
See, if he's had his camera converted to do infrared,
mm-hmm.
I take it that he's still taking pictures in color then.
I would think, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's just taking the infrared filter off.
Yep, I think so. And this was the Ace. I think he said it was an A6000 that he was using.
Yeah.
No, that's neat.
I reckon that would probably have been better in black and white.
Yeah, that would be interesting. But yeah, it would look good in black and white just because of the subject matter. Yeah, but the color of the grass here is kind of, the grass and the trees is pretty interesting too.
That is odd because normally that just comes out white.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, foliage is normally white in infrared, black and white infrared. So.
Yep. So yeah, I wonder if it is because it is a color sensor converted for infrared. If you're going to get a different, different colors.
Yeah.
On that, but yeah, it's neat.
Well, he's probably still recording the colors on the stack, isn't it? It's just that, I don't think this is actually infrared like you would get infrared wavelength.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I think this is still taking a picture. It's just like having no infrared filter.
Yeah, and then do you adjust it?
Film, can you?
Mm-hmm. And then I guess you adjust it in Lightroom or whatever. I mean, I'm assuming that's.
Yeah. See, when we done the infrared film,
mm-hmm.
the film has got some extended. So it's extended so that it's sensitive to infrared.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the sensor, I don't know how it would work on a sensor.
Yeah, it's probably is capturing infrared, but it's a different kind of infrared than you would do with film, I guess.
Because this is quite in focus.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas normally infrared's quite soft.
Yeah.
Because you're only recording the wavelength.
Mm-hmm. Yep. No, this is pretty good focus throughout the frame.
Yeah, this must have normal light as well as infrared.
Yeah, I think it's some combination. Yeah, it's a neat effect. Yeah, it's a neat effect, and I like the color. That the truck came out. That metal, it comes out as a nice kind of a gunmetal. I don't know, very.
Yeah, I'd say there's a nasty dent he's got on the wing.
Yeah. There you go, man. Infrared photo in black and white.
Yeah, so now this is more infrared, isn't it? With the color of the foliage and the dark sky.
Yep. Okay, 1,200 views. You got. Yeah, the sky is nice and dark here. The foliage on the tree is a real nice bright white. The grass and stuff around here. Yeah. It's a neat one. Neat area of the country to get out to. There's Simi camera tossing again.
Yeah, he's got quite a few lighthouses around his area.
Mm-hmm. He does. Yep, there are quite a bit along the shore. I wanted to see what the EXIF. I wonder what the exposure. Oh, no, I'm not seeing. I'm sure it's there.
Yeah, it's usually at the top, isn't it?
Yeah, and I'm not getting it.
I noticed a lot of people put photos up, and there's absolutely no detail of what camera they used or nothing at all.
There it is. I just refreshed the browser. Right. All right, there we go. Half a second. F11. Okay, yeah, it's neat that color, very muted colors with the clouds and the water and the lighthouse, and then you get this little bit of
See me taking pictures at f11. I would have thought you'd have diffraction in there, make
yeah,
it quite soft. Yeah,
very nice. Yeah, yeah. That's a neat. The coastline up there along the New England coastline is just very rugged, but very beautiful. There's just a lot of very nice things to photograph there.
Yeah, he certainly has got a nice area.
Yeah, he does. Come on. My browser's not liking me today. I don't know what's going on. I'll go back here to the group. There we go. See if we can advance. There we go. I don't know. That's a nice one, Simi. So this is Christy. She hasn't posted in a while. London Tower Bridge at night.
Yeah.
And
it's just up the road from here.
Yeah. That's nice. Got it. Let me pull it up. Yeah, I don't think she posts EXIF.
No, there's no details. She doesn't put any details on.
Yeah, my browser's acting up here. Let me refresh and see. Yeah, oh, there it is. Show EXIF. I don't know why it's not showing it. Yeah, that's all she usually doesn't post detail. Yeah, it's a neat image. I like the purple.
Yep.
Coming in there.
Yeah,
very nice.
And it looks just like that at night.
Yeah. Wow, weird. It's some weird issues here. Okay, we're gonna go back here. Another color infrared.
Yeah.
Abandoned house. Goldfield, Nevada. There we go. Yeah, it was his 6,000. Yeah, see here you got that foliage kind of looking that same color as that image with the truck.
Yeah. It's strange how it's getting detailed of color.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I mean, this color here, the path and the brick, it's got that. It's like a turquoise kind of.
Yeah, he hasn't got any detail what filter he used, does he?
No. No.
Yeah, I was using an R72 infrared filter, and it looks black when you try and look for it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's supposed to block out all visible light except infrared.
Okay. Yep.
So I don't see how this gives such a good image, a clear image.
Yeah, it might not be filtering out all. Maybe it's giving a bias towards infrared, but still letting in some regular. I don't, I wonder if it's letting in some regular light right below the, where it crosses over to infrared.
It would just depend on his filter, because there's loads of different types of infrared filter.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. It might be an art. It could, it could be an art infrared filter. It does something.
Or is he using a red filter?
Mm-hmm.
It's just changing all the colors.
Yeah. Yeah. Drawn to the light. Okay, taken on June 7th. 1/20th of a second, f11. I wonder if this looks like a pier we've seen in other images, so I don't know. But
I'm not sure, unless he done it the other side last time.
Yeah, yep. But no, that's nice with the sun being right at the end of the pier.
Yeah, we haven't seen anything of Simi for a while, have we?
No, he's very posted, but yeah, he hasn't been on a show in quite a while. I don't know if his schedule's changed or. Okay, so here's Simi's doppelganger, Nicholas. Paris, Pont de Bir Akaim. So this looks like a bike path underneath a bridge. So it looks like, and a roadway on either side. Yeah. It's interesting.
Yeah, what's that? Trains?
I wonder. Yeah, I wonder
Yeah.
if it is trains, and maybe this is. This I don't know. Yeah, very nice though. I like that. Red on one side, white on the other. Got the nice.
Yeah, done well.
Yep, very nice. That's nice one, Nicholas. I like that. Yeah, let's just go and see what is next. Oh, there, Nicholas Legudo. 1 second. F18.
F18.
Yeah, 1 second. That's a. Oh, I guess this is. I'm assuming probably.
I mean, that means he's shut down at that, I should think.
Yeah. Yeah, this almost looks like it drops off here. Looks like this is the ocean, and this is almost like a fall of some kind. Or maybe it's just a perspective, but it's obviously the water rushing through it, which is how he gets it to be as pillowy as it is, given the fact there was only 1 second. I mean, that doesn't happen.
Yeah,
it's really moving. Yeah,
rushing through the rocks. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of flare there.
Yep. Yeah, you got a little bit of lens flare. Really bright sun. Yeah, I think the flare's okay in this case because the sun is so bright. I don't think it really detracts. But yeah, it's a neat image. Yeah, we need a showdown. Simi and Nicholas.
Yeah.
So here we go. 1966 Ferrari.
Patrick's been busy.
Yeah. This was taken April 9th. It can be yours today.
That's 30 million.
Just announced. Private sales division can be yours as long as you have something like 3,500,000.
No, that's
5 million.
That's 7 noughts he's got there.
Yeah. Man. Yeah. Yeah. Tucked away in your mattress. Yeah. That's a beautiful car, though. Wow.
Yeah, but you can get a new one for that money.
Yeah. There are a lot of new ones for that money.
Yeah.
And a camera to go along with it.
Yeah.
They took this in April. Okay. Yeah, that's a very, very nice one. Yeah, he was in said he was in up around Seattle last week doing a photo shoot, and it was one of those where I guess they told me, we want you to come up here and photograph cars, but we're not telling you what it is until you get up here. I was like, okay, well, if you're going to pay for me to go up there and pay for my, pay my rate, I'll go up and.
Well, he gets around, doesn't he? Because he was in Italy doing the Ferraris.
Yeah, he did that last year, and then he was. He's been pretty busy. I mean, he's getting a lot of work, which is good. I mean, because that's his full-time job. Yeah, that's what he does full-time now. He went full-time a couple years ago, and it's paying off, which is a good thing.
Yeah, when you got cars, will sell for that kind of money.
Yeah, yep, and people selling cars like that have got the cash to pay for a good photographer to come in and photograph it. They can pay a couple $1,000 or whatever for somebody to come and photograph their multi-million-dollar car.
It's nothing to them, is it? If they're on 15% commission.
Yep, that's right. Doesn't really affect them. Yeah, okay. Is this the same? Guardian, yes. 5 Mile Point Lighthouse. So is this the same lighthouse we saw in the other image?
Yeah, I think because it's got that radio tower behind it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But just taken from the right along the ocean instead of back.
Yeah, didn't he say there's a big building to the left behind them trees?
Mm-hmm. There's this, and then there's another one back. Yeah, like a reception hall or something way back over here where they do a lot of. I think this is one he's saying they do private events like wedding receptions and that type of thing. But yeah, it's he's revisiting these places that he's been to in previous years, and it's always different. Light's different, water's different, Colors are different, always different angles and perspectives. You can always you can photograph the same thing over and over and over again and have completely.
Yeah. Do you think you sharpened up that lighthouse?
Yeah. Now, here we go. So this is a little older than that lighthouse. So this was okay. 110 at 1:83. So is this a stand development?
No, it's 1:63. That was
1:63. Okay.
Yeah, that was 11 minutes.
11 minutes. Okay.
Using HC 110. It wasn't too bad. All I had was a couple of holes to deal with in the emulsion.
Okay.
I just healed those before when I scanned it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No filter on the lens?
No, it's just straight.
Yep.
He was basically just practicing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, it looks like you got it trued up pretty good.
Yeah, I think this was around about f54, maybe f64.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
What was the exposure then?
About 15th of a second.
Wow. Okay. So it was bright then. It was a bright day.
Oh, it was really, really sunny out.
Okay.
Yeah, I expected it to be more contrasty than it is.
Mm-hmm.
I had to lighten the shadows, but it's still got quite a bit of detail inside that.
Yeah, there is. There's a lot. You can see a lot of the detail in the stonework.
There's one thing for sure. If this was a digital picture, those slit windows would be bright white searchlight.
Yeah, you would lose a lot of the detail right around the right on the outside of them. Yeah, there's quite a bit there. You can look in this little section here, and you can see that there's.
Yeah, this is the shot I took when I had to raise the front standard.
Okay.
Yeah, to get the complete tower in.
Oh, okay. So it looks like you were kind of on the same level almost.
Yeah, it was with the Rodenstock 210.
Mm-hmm.
I quite like that lens.
Yeah.
I've only got two, Mark. I've got the 150 and the 210.
Okay.
So one day I will find a 90 to play with.
Yeah. I guess I've got an image here that a couple from that, and the lens works, which is good, and it does what it's supposed to. Oh, okay. So is this a different ruin? Yeah.
This is the other corner.
Okay. The other corner.
And when I took a picture of this one with the 15mm super wide, both this one and the tower were leaning at 45 degrees towards each other.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. This is probably as it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I was using one of the Astra film holders, as you can see at the top with the wheels. There's the numbers.
Yep.
So you can actually like set them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and get they're numbered 0 to 9.
Mm-hmm.
So you can make as many sequences as you want.
Yep.
I suppose if you mark those and then mark the outside, you can keep all your details of. I think this was f54.
Mm-hmm.
That's 1/8 of a second.
Okay. Yeah. Lots of detail there. A lot of stuff. Yeah, that's and this is what, 800 years old, something like that.
Yeah, it's well old, this place. Yeah.
Yeah, it's new construction. Okay, so all right, so here is the
same shot. Yeah.
Same shot.
All I've done was I put the positive in.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you left everything the same and then just.
Yeah, I took two shots. I took one at f54, one at f64.
Okay.
The different speed went from 8 to 15.
Mm-hmm.
But both shots had the light leak.
Okay. Yeah, and that's right at the corner. So.
Yeah, and I don't know if you can see, it's got slight streaking.
Yeah, right over here.
Yeah, the streaking was the same problem again because it was 6 bath. Tipping the chemicals out and refilling. When I opened the tank, two of these slides was stuck to the side of the tank.
Oh, okay.
And once again, they'd come out of the holder.
Huh.
I'm not very happy with that Mod 54.
Yeah, yeah, that seems pretty fragile as far as the negatives staying where they're supposed to stay.
I think because you got a liter of chemicals inside the developing tank. When you tip it up to empty it, the weight of the liquid must push the pictures out of the holders.
Yeah. Yep. Flowing over it. Yep.
Yeah, because I think this is only streaking because obviously it hasn't had a lot of agitation. If it's come out the holder and stuck to the side of the plastic tank.
Yep.
Yeah. What do you reckon that light leak?
Yeah, I think that's definitely a light leak. So that would be on the. That's actually the top corner of the holder, right?
It is. Yeah, it's the top left-hand corner.
Opposite side of the dark slide.
Yeah, because it'd be upside down, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, that is the area where you're going to pull the dark slide out and then put it back in. But you know, I'm just not sure. All I can do is stick some black and white in it and try it again and see if it leaks. Yeah. Maybe it's just the like we were saying, maybe the adhesive or whatever has glued the joint together. I've had a close look at it and I can't see anything. But it wouldn't have to be much, would it? No, it's just a pinprick. A little tiny one. Yeah, definitely had a colour shift, Mark. I couldn't correct the colours at all. Yeah, I mean you're definitely getting a skies. Yeah, blue and purple shift to that. I mean, the water is it's got more purple in it. This almost like magenta or something here. And I think we started getting the magenta cast. We got that when the chemicals were being exhausted. Okay. This is only like maybe 6 rolls, 7 rolls, maybe. Okay. Supposed to do 8, but maybe it's added. Yeah, it might be. I mean, if you've done, how many sheets have you? Yeah, you've done rolls, but how many sheets have you gone through? Yeah, I think 3 sheets of 4x5 is equal to a 35mm 36 roll. Okay. Yeah, so basically for every 3 sheets is another roll of film, isn't it? Yeah. Yep. That's you're probably running to the end. So here we go, South End Pier. Yeah, this is the longest pier again. I was at the top of the pier. I'm not sure what that thing is on top of the hut there, but I don't know if it's got the webcam in it. Yeah, it looks like there's a hole in the side there, but yeah, good reflection off of it though. Oh yeah, neat. You can see all the way back to shore. Is that you right there? Did you have a white shirt on? Quite possible. Yeah. It looks like, it would be difficult not to be in it. Yeah. If you had looks like if you had a lighter colored shirt on, that could be you. That's the only person I can. But yeah, that's a neat. I'm not sure. No, I think maybe that was some kind of fishing, I think. Was that? Yeah. No, it is interesting when you get these neat reflections. This was the Sony 1/8000th. Wow. Yeah, it was very, very bright. Yeah. Well, even if you would have dropped it down to 100, it would have still been a 4000th. Yeah. Yeah. So what ISO was that, Mark? It says 250. Yeah. 250. Right. Now, normally I take the pictures on 100. And that's the only real crib I've got against that Sony camera. Every time you put it in and out of the bag, the ISO is on the wheel. Oh, okay. So, yeah, it just changes continuously. I've looked at stuff and I thought ISO 50, ISO 80. You know? It just moves constantly. So it's something you just have to double check every time. Yes, I mean, I wouldn't bother using 250 on a nice bright day like that. No. It'd still be a 2000th even if you used a 50. ISO 50, the low's 50. Yeah. Oh, that's a neat shot. Nice and colorful and a nice reflection.
And there we go.
Yeah, now this is in the fairground.
Okay.
And after I took this shot, that's when the guy asked me to leave.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he said, like, you need permission to take pictures in here.
I guess it is technically private property, huh?
Yeah. So I goes to him, yeah. He goes, if you go to the office, if they give you permission, you can carry on taking pictures. And I goes, no, I'll just leave it to all the people with the iPhones to do.
Yeah.
And so you
Now
just walk back out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and take the pictures from outside the gate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was colourful.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I can understand their point. They don't want the Chinese and the Koreans getting our plan of the park because they're probably going to copy it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It'll be Southend-on-Sea Seoul version. Yeah.
Yeah. And this was actually moving at the time, Mark.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
1250. Yeah. See, here you got ISO 100. Okay. That's pretty. You did a good job of freezing the motion.
Yeah. There's someone in that ride. Look, so you can just see their hand inside the.
Yeah, you can see the hand here. Yep. Very good. Oh, you know what I got to do? I got to post them to the group. I posted my images, but I didn't post them to the group. Right. So let's do that. There we go. I'll add images here. Add photos. I was like, hey, wait a minute. I only got images. I posted them up. There we go. We'll do 1, 2, 3. Add the group. All right. So there we go. So this is my 90 millimeter.
And that's that water's shifting then, yeah?
The water's moving pretty good, and then this is some fog or mist coming up off the river.
Well, you got that all right.
Yeah, that came out pretty good. Yeah, this is the 90 millimeter. So this is the first sheet I've done with that, and it was really, really humid, which you can see obviously with the fog, because I mean it was warm and the sun was up. It was about 8 o'clock in the morning, so the sun was up and it was already pretty warm, but still pretty humid because you got the fog coming up off the water. But so came out okay. I noticed this little bit of banding. I don't know if that was that's too straight. I don't know if that was from the holder in the tank, but I don't know. There's that little band there you see right along.
Yeah, it's too far in the photograph, Mark.
Yeah.
The edge, yeah.
So I don't know. It can't really be a light leak.
It could be a scanner. It could be a scanner.
Yeah, it could be a scan. It could be the scan too.
Because that's the other thing with my color shift. It could be the Epson V800, which was not copying the colors. The negative looked quite good.
Yeah. Yep. And it could be. Yeah, it could be a scanning error. But I got this mostly. It's not as good a focus as the sun was. So I'm looking this way. The sun was behind me. So the sun was back over here. So it was coming in, even in the dark cloth. I was still getting glare from the sun off of the decking material below me, the wooden deck that it was on. So I was getting, so it wasn't, the image in the ground glass wasn't as bright as it normally is. But that also might be because
it's an F8, isn't it?
It's an F8 and not 5.6, yeah.
Yeah, they do say the F8s can be quite difficult if it's not really bright.
Yeah, and that's it didn't. I think it was probably a little bit of both. It was I was getting some reflection that was going on there, and the fact that it was F8. But this was the 90 millimeter. Then I switched the lens.
What did you focus on, Mark? Those trees?
Yeah, I pretty much focused on this right here.
Right.
And
So
then
what did you take that at, though?
this was at 16, I think, F16.
16. Oh, it's quite low. 16, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it is. That was pretty low, and that gave me it was like a 30th of a second, a 15th of a second, something like that.
Yeah, I think.
And I probably should have bumped it up to like 32.
Yeah, F32, F38, something like that.
It was a little low, but yeah, I did focus on that, and I was kind of scrambling because I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. I'm going to get the mist coming off the water. And so this was the first image, and then 4 or 5 minutes later, I took the second image, and you can see how the mist is almost all gone now.
Yeah, this is with your 150, is it?
135. Yep.
135.
So you can see, how much I lost.
It's a telephoto shot, that one.
yeah, it is. It's a big difference. But yeah, it was the exact same position.
Yeah, I would have had real trouble with my 210. You would have had the tree at the back.
Yeah, yep. So, but yeah, that the mist was going away pretty quick, and but yeah, this is a 5.6 lens, so it's a little easier to focus.
Yeah, you can open it right up and you can see what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then so what I did was I turned around and I went back into the woods, and a little ways away is this little rock outcropping that I did an image of that last year, but I went back to it. And this is with the 90 millimeter. And this was a challenge because this was still kind of dark in here.
Yeah.
I did F16, but you can see this is little things of sunlight coming through the cover. So there's some of that there and over here with this little rock outcropping. And it was a little bit of a challenge to focus this.
What did you focus on, though? Was that a bit in the middle?
I just focused right here because that's where I was getting light.
Oh, okay.
That was one of the brighter. So I focused on the front part of this rock here, and I think it came out okay. But yeah, the challenge with the 90 millimeter, because it's f8, is it's going to have to be relatively bright scenes.
Yeah, if I was doing that shot, I probably would have focused on that bit of rock in the foreground.
Oh yeah, that was bright. Yeah.
Yeah, and then just add the rest with the deep depth of field.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could tilt to it, I suppose, but it may bend your trees, isn't it?
Yeah, and I wanted to try to get the trees fairly straight. I did I think pretty good there. But yeah, this was it was a challenge to get, the image on the ground glass was fairly faint. So
yeah,
it's going to be but it was pretty dark. This was F16. This was 8 seconds. So that kind of tells you the difference. And this was just literally, 50 meters away from where that other shot was. This is like off, just across into the trees, basically.
So this was eight seconds, you say?
This was 8 seconds.
Yeah, that's a long exposure, isn't it?
Yeah, at F16.
So, come out, didn't it? You got plenty of light in the background.
yeah. There's a lot of light there, but in terms of this, I went from the image of the river was between, like, the dark was 7 and the bright was 15. So the dark shadow was 7 and the bright was 15 on the I'm not f-stop. What is it? What's the scale?
Oh yeah,
the spot meter scale, whatever. Yeah. And in here it was, the bright was a 6 and the dark was a 3. So there wasn't, well, up here was like 8, but for in here in this range, this was like a 6, and in here was a 3, basically.
What did you meter for then? Halfway?
Yeah, I kind of split the difference. Yeah. I metered for like 4.5. pretty much, and figuring that this was going to be a little bright, and it still held okay, you know, because I didn't really meter for this, but you can still see, yeah, it's an 8-second exposure, so that should have, in a digital, that would have just blown out completely.
Yeah, no,
but you can still see some. I can still see some detail back there in the.
Yeah, you got detail on the trees. Yeah,
in the trees, which are, you know, the top of the hill, which was where the sun was. But yeah, I metered in here was like a 3, and this was like a 6.
Yeah, don't forget, Mark. This is a scan as well. I mean, if you printed a negative onto paper, it'd be super sharp, I should think.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I mean, this is a good example of the difference, because the digital, this probably would have been blown out.
Yeah, it's the zones, isn't it? You're talking about the light zones, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. It goes from whatever 2 to 20 or whatever. Yeah, it's the little. It's on my. I've got that little Pentax spot meter.
Yeah, it's the latitude of the film as well, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. So no, I like the lens. It seems to be, you know, the shutter, you know, seems to work. Everything is tight. The remote release, everything, you know, there's no sticking or everything. There's the lens is very clean. But the only challenge is going to be with that f8. It's going to have to be a fairly bright
day
scene.
Or you got to get a 5.6, and they cost a fortune.
Yeah, that was the thing. I mean, this lens was just under $300. I mean, it's a very good quality. Yeah, but to get the same quality in an f6 would have been twice as much. Yeah, f5.6 would have been $600.
f5.6, it's going to cost you $600 at least.
Yeah, and I wasn't quite ready to do that, because now I think my next lens will be probably like that, like a 210 like you have, and I can get one of those for probably 200.
Yeah, they're not too expensive. Yeah, I've got a 5.6 210, and I think I only paid a couple of £100 for it.
Yeah, and so I'm kind of figuring that way. I can get 2 lenses, you know, for $500 basically, with 300 of it being to, you know, for the wide angle. And I'm just gonna have to use it, you know, for brighter scenes, you know, which is fine, because the 135 is still still a 40 millimeter equivalent. So it's not exactly a telephoto, but, you know, this one gives, you know, 90 mil gives you, that's a true wide angle. So, you know, for brighter scenes, or if I want to shoot something as it gets dark, I just need to set it up when it's still light and wait. I mean, that's the.
Yeah. If that last picture you put, rock there, I mean, you want to take that one to your dark room.
Yes.
And get it printed up onto photographic paper.
Yeah, yeah. This is one, and I took one. I did another one of these in. That's one of the color sheets that I'm going to get developed is of this as well.
Yeah.
So that'd be kind of interesting, because it'd be interesting to see how the you know, because obviously so much greenery this time of year. Everything is just total green everywhere. But yeah, this would be a good one to get printed.
Yeah, if you like that club you joined, you can take that and print that from the enlarger on a dark room onto, say, I don't know, 10x8 or if you got the paper there. Yeah, I bet you that's going to come out super sharp in a real photograph. Yeah. Yeah. No, this is one, and then I've got a couple others. The bridge I took last year. And the that headstone from that graveyard was kind of a neat one too. And I'm hoping I get some decent ones here this next month when we go up to Michigan, up along the Great Lakes. But yeah, I'm happy with the lens. I'm just gonna have to be judicious in its use. I can't. I think I need more practice. Yeah, well, I always need more practice. I mean, it's the first time I've used the camera since November, you know, so 6 months, basically. Yeah. The last time I used the large format was when I went up in the mountains and tried to get some of the fall colors. So it's been too long. So I'm going to try to get out one more time here in the next couple of weeks and do just probably some more black and white, and try to do more with the 90 millimeter, just getting used to focusing it and that type of thing. So I feel pretty comfortable. I've got a roll film back for the Chamonix. which is a 6x7.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I think I may run I've got a few rolls of black and white 120.
Okay.
So I think I might have a play and just do like the middle of the frame. And
so you would get what with the 6x7? You would get like 10 rolls or 10 sheets or 10 frames.
Yeah, I think it's about 10.
Yeah, because 6x6 is 12 for a roll. Yeah, so you get 10 frames out of that. Yeah, that'd be kind of fun.
I mean, they do a 6x12 back, but it costs a fortune. I've never seen a cheap one.
Yeah, that would be a true panoramic for sure. There.
Yeah.
And do that.
It's all to play with.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I just need to get out more with the
the back of the Gemini's it's all marked up the screen, isn't it? For
yes, it does. It has the little marks for 6x9 and 4x. Is it 6x9? 6x7, I think I saw.
Yeah, it is. It does 6x7, 6x9, and 6x12.
Okay. Yep. To match up with the medium format film going across. Yeah.
So I think maybe I'll have a little play. I won't have to worry too much about not being in the image circle.
Yeah, that's true. That's not going to be an issue.
Yeah, I can extend my image circle big time.
Yeah. That. The 6x12 would be essentially still only half the size of a 4x5.
Yeah.
A little bigger than half. Yeah. So you've got plenty of room for you don't have to worry about running out of the image circle.
Yeah, it's finding a decent subject.
Mm-hmm.
Because we run out of things to take pictures of around here.
Yeah. Well, you just take it, get on a plane, go out to Yosemite or one of the parks out west, and put on your Ansel Adams hat and just have at it.
And can you imagine how many film slides you're gonna have to carry with you?
Yes, yeah, that would be a challenge. Well, I know when we go up when we take our trip here next month, I'm gonna take the bag, and I'm gonna take I'll probably take at least 4 holders, maybe 6, and I'll load it up and I'll take extra film so I can.
I took 6 film holders with me when I went up to the castle.
Mm-hmm.
That would have given me 12 shots.
And how many did you use?
I used 8.
Okay.
But 2 of them were in C41.
Okay.
So I've still got them stacked in the cupboard in there.
Okay.
Because I've got the Bellini C41 to knock up yet to mix up.
Okay.
I was waiting so I can get a few more rolls.
Yeah. Because
it should last a lot longer than the E6.
Yeah, I would think you would, but yeah, you definitely want to have some stuff stocked up so you can at least get through a fair amount of it right away, so you don't just have it run out just by not using it. Yeah,
that's it. I'd rather exhaust it than leave it.
Yeah, then have it.
E6 wasn't cheap.
Mm-hmm.
For £10 more, I could have got a 2.5 litre kit of Tetnal.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, it's 2.5 times more chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
For £10 more.
Yeah.
So you do a lot more slide.
Yeah. Yep. That might be worthwhile. I don't think we can get. Can we get Tetnal? I think we can. We can get Tetnal. We can't get Bellini here. Bellini doesn't.
Tetnal. Bellini's not allowed to be sold outside the EU.
Yeah.
Tetnal, they've done away with their 1 litre kit.
Oh, maybe that's the reason.
Yeah. And see what happened then was Rolly came out with a 1 litre kit, and it probably punished them because they just reintroduced the 1 litre kit.
Yep.
Yeah. But the 2.5 litre kit is a bargain, really. There's only £10 in it. You get 2 times the chemistry.
Yeah, it makes sense if you especially if you have the film stock to run through it. That would be good for you get 3 or 4 people together. You want to do a weekend of shooting or whatever. Then you'd have have more than enough. You go in with some button, like a film club or photography club.
Yeah, you can split the chemistry though. You can keep your concentrate. Split the concentrate into smaller bottles and use the wine saver corks.
Okay.
Pump the air out of the bottles, and it should last as good as if it's still sealed up.
Yeah, so you can turn a 2.5 liter into a 1 liter kit just by
divide the chemistry.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. No, that makes sense. Yeah, I think I'll probably get some chemicals here this summer and give it a shot. I'm gonna wait for Wes to try it with his sous vide cooker method.
Well, you used your HC110 on your black and whites, did you?
Yes, yeah, that's the only developer I'm using now. Is HC110.
What did you develop at? Was that 1 to 50, 120?
No, I did 1 to 31.
1 to 31, yeah.
And it ended up with FP4 1 to 31 at 20C, which is 68 degrees.
Yeah,
is 9 minutes.
Yeah. Well, see, I used 1 to 63.
Okay.
And that was 11 minutes.
Okay. So on 1 to 31, that for Fomapan, it would probably be like 7 minutes or so. If it was like a 1 to 31 dilution.
I got it off the chart off the Google.
Okay.
They had all the films listed in the Times.
Yep.
Sometimes they're different for 4x5 sheet film than they are for roll film.
Yes, I did notice that. It's not a straight comparable.
You see, it was 11 minutes on 1 to 63. Will save you a lot of chemistry.
Huh.
Yeah, because you still get the same photograph, and you'd use half the chemistry to do it.
Yeah. I'm going to take a look here. So you're on Fomapan. So I've got a little film developing app for my Android phone. So yours Fomapan
100 ISO.
Fomapan ISO Forte Fomapan FP100.
Yeah.
Okay. And HC110. And it's it's 100. Yes, dear. Almost. The boss is calling.
Fair enough.
Getting hungry. So HC110 and 1 to 31, 1 to 63. Oh, it doesn't. This particular database doesn't have it in there. That's sheet film. Let's try 135. No, this database doesn't have it in there. That's interesting. Fomapan Action, I see. Oh, wait a minute. Fomapan Classic 100. Maybe that's it. No, it's still not coming up with a. So that their database, the database that this one uses, doesn't have it in there. That's kind of interesting. But yeah, I could go on Google and find it pretty quick.
You see, I'm using a tank what takes 1 liter of chemistry.
Okay.
Your tank only takes 500.
Yeah, it takes 500 mil. Yep.
So you can probably develop your films in 5 mil.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think I only use 10 mil to make 1 liter of 1 to 63.
Yeah. So if I did 1 to 63, if I did the FP4 Plus at 1 to 63, that'd be a 17-minute development.
Well, that seems a lot.
Let's see. Dilution mixer. Yeah, it's 8 mil of HC110.
See, I used when I used the Rodinal, I used 1 to 50.
Okay. That
was 9 minutes.
Huh. Yeah, it says for FP4 Plus, which is 125, HC110, 1 to, well, if I do 1 to 31, which is what I'm doing. Yeah, it's 9 minutes, 1 to 31, HC110. And then if I go to a 1 to 63, it jumps up to 17 minutes. Oh, that makes sense. It's half as strong, so it should take twice as long, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
that's yeah, I'll have to check the charts. all I've done on Google, you can find a time chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
It names all the films, and you type in what chemistry you're using, or you type in what film you're using, and it just gives all the brands and the times.
Yeah, it's all it's off of the what's the group called? It's called the Massive Development Chart. I think is what it is. Yeah, it's like a group. Everybody contributes stuff, and they've got a little disclaimer says this is not, this is just based on people's experiences. Don't, we can't guarantee that's going to work the same for you type thing. But I've never had any issues with it. So
usually the people put their photos up,
the
results up,
to show I tried it this way, and when I did it, I got a different
times. So I copied one of those off of there, and it seemed to function okay.
No, I haven't run into any issues. Every time I've used them for suggestions, it's been fine, at least as far as I can tell. So speaking of fine, I better end this before my marital relationship is not so fine. So all right, Dennis, have a good week. We will see you next week.
Yep. Okay.
Right. Take care. Bye.
Bye.